Hey everybody, Anthony Dodge, Mile Train Outsider, and once again I'm in my bedroom and I am making a fourth video for my three-part series because I guess I didn't really show you how to go live. And so I'm going to show you two different ways to go live, and I'm going to show you the long process. I'm not going to show you the shortcuts because you really need to learn the shortcuts on your own. Now the other thing that's quite interesting is that last week when I was filming the OBS series and finished it up, I didn't use OBS again until yesterday and today when I started this series, and lo and behold, OBS has had two upgrades. Upgraded to System 28.0, and then they had a patch that they added last night. So you'll see a subtle change in my display here, and really it's basically the same setup. It's still the same 5 boxes below me. They did change the subtract icon, and I'll zoom this over for you real quick. They changed the subtract icon to a trash can. So down here where it used to be plus minus, now it's add and then trash can. They also went with what I consider a much crisper and cleaner looking font and array. So here's the thing. A lot of you set up your scenes after watching my previous 3 videos and everything else is good. And so you went over here and you click start streaming, and you probably got a you're not ready to stream warning because you're not ready to stream yet. So here's what you got to do. The first thing you have to do is go down here to settings. Go into settings, and once again, we get our magic pop-up screen. We don't care about this. We want to go to stream. And again, to follow up on things I said in videos 2 and 3, make sure you've picked to whom you're going to live stream. Pick your service. For example, I've got YouTube, YouTube Gaming, Twitch, YouTube RTMPS, Facebook Live, Restream, Twitter, and all your other choices. I'm just going to use the preset one, which is YouTube Gaming, because you'll get this. Now, if you went down because you saw it in other videos to the RTMPS, okay, it doesn't matter. You're going to have this, but the screen changes a little bit. Primary YouTube ingest server. In either case, you want to get a stream code. So let me go back to that original screen you might have seen, because this is kind of the default setting. And right here, you'll notice here there's a stream key, because I have actually used this before to stream key in testing and other things. You won't have a stream key your first time because you never got one. What you have to do is go over here where it says get stream key. You've got to do that. And also, one more time, please make sure you click ignore here. If I go to that other YouTube, the primary YouTube ingest server, there's that connect account recommended. Use stream key advanced. In either case, when I click on it, notice how it immediately takes me back to this screen. And again, you won't have a key code. You won't have a stream key. You've never streamed yet. So click on stream key, because what that does is it's going to open YouTube Studio. It's going to go to whatever, that's what we're talking about, streaming to YouTube. And it's going to take you to your setup page because you have to set up your live stream. That's why you probably are getting the warning you're not live streaming yet. And the key here is, first of all, let's go right here. To get your stream key, you have to do this. You will click this icon. Notice how it's an eyeball with a slash through it, meaning they're not showing the stream key. You would click on that. But when you click on that, this series of numbers and letters will be revealed. Once it's revealed, you will copy and paste it by left clicking or right clicking and dragging over. You only have a few seconds. It'll close it down, and it will not copy it if you let it go back to the dots. You have to do it while it's the numbers. So now that I've copied that stream code, I'm going to go back to OBS and I'm going to copy and paste it here. Now my stream code is there, okay? So I've got my stream code set up. Now I'm good. Now I'm going to cancel out of this. Don't worry about it. But that's what you have to do. You opened YouTube Studio up. Then you can go up here and edit your live stream title and say, okay, I'm going to call this My First Live Stream. Voila, my first stream. You can even describe what it's about. Here I'm going to talk model trains, or here I'm going to talk about my trip on the A4 Heritage Line at such and such place. Okay. Then you will go through all these other things. You can pick a category. Is this people and blogs? Is it going to be entertainment? Is it gaming? Unfortunately, they don't have hobby or model trains. Me, I often put it under comedy. Now, the reason you choose this is that is going to help with YouTube search engine. So when people want to find your live stream or recommend your live stream, they're going to base it on what you select here. Now, that's not the only thing they do. If you have a picture and everybody talks about, I have a cool thumbnail to attract attention. Yeah, I don't. Do you have a playlist? For example, if I click on this, I will have a whole bunch of playlists that I have on YouTube, including my live stream. So I might add it there. My audience. No, it's not for kids. Especially if you're ever going to monetize your channel, you always click no, it's not for kids. Do you have paid promotions? Are you going to have a commercial that you are going to be presenting for a company that pays you to advertise their product and such? All right. And then you do tags, okay? Tags used to be a bigger part of the YouTube algorithm because basically you would throw in tags that relate to anything you're going to talk about in your live stream, and people who are searching those tags, then your live stream or even your video is likely to pop up on in their searches. But nowadays, tags play a very small part of it. They're not that big anymore. They used to be bigger, but now they're not because YouTube realized people were typing stuff like, I'm talking model trains, but I popped in Beatles, Led Zeppelin, history, and things like that in my tags, so that anybody who's searching history, the word history, or searching the word Beatles, my totally unrelated video would come up, but I still have a bunch of tags. Now, another thing you can do to help YouTube is you can select the language you're going to be streaming in. Okay, I'm going to pick American English. Or perhaps you're from the United Kingdom and you're going to pick that as well. Oh, Ireland, or whatever. Canada, but whatever. Yeah, they don't have Aussies, sorry. And you can put that there. That will just help with their automated closed captioning. They have automated, and they do have subtle differences for various dialects. Okay, you can also pick where are you streaming from. Windsor, Ontario, Canada, Toledo, Ohio, etc. You can put that in there. Then post-stream comments. Allow all comments, hold certain comments, disable all comments, and then how do you want them sorted? I always want the newest comment on top after my video. All right, so now that I picked all of that, now if you are monetized, you go to the monetization section and say, yeah, I want my stream monetized so that you can make your 1/10 of a penny or whatever. There's customization as well, where, I just ignore all this stuff until you're really experienced with it. All right, so I click save. So I've got all that information on blah, 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 blah. I'm ready to go. Now, the other thing is if I come over here, once I go live, and you're not ready to go live yet, but once I go live, my chat will actually appear over here, and you can watch your live stream up there. But you're not ready to go live yet. We have to go back to OBS. So voila, there we are in OBS. So we went over to settings and we picked the social media platform we're going to live stream to. We picked which of their servers we were going to broadcast to, and then we got a stream key. Remember, mine, because I had actually used this to broadcast before, even though I erased everything on it, it had broadcast before, it already had a preset stream key. Yours would have been blank. So you have to click on Get Stream Key, copy and paste your stream key, and then you're okay. Then you're ready. And then all you do is go down here and click Start Streaming. All right, so now let's go to my downstairs computer and I'll show you the second way to start a live stream if you had connected your account. Remember that option was on the OBS settings page, connecting your account? Well, on this one, it's not connected. Downstairs it is. So let's go over to that one. All right, so now I'm down here in the basement with my supercomputer and where I live stream from with all my cameras. But this is set up a little differently to access live stream, and that's what I want to show you. But again, I'm going to put up a couple of pictures here because I am using OBS to film this. And the one negative about OBS is they haven't figured out how to put an entire OBS screen into this in their basic format, because it would be cool. That way I could record this and actually show you what I'm talking about below me. But as you know, there is a scenes and the sources, audio mixers, scene transition, and controls. All right. Well, if you look at this picture, here's a list of some scenes. I have preset scenes, including the opening screen shot, which is just something that goes up when I start going live, because I start setting everything up a couple of minutes before my 3:30 time. And then at 3:30, I start the live intro. I am actually filming this with my camera, showing the settings bar so that hopefully I can inset it while I'm talking. So you'll notice here is where, and the controls. Now, I have that Start Streaming tab like upstairs, but next to it I have the Manage Broadcast. And with the Manage Broadcast, that's where I will start here. Now, you'll notice this is highlighted blue and it says Stop Recording, because I'm recording this right now. I'm not live streaming, I'm recording. But I will click on Manage Broadcast. And now this menu that looks the same as YouTube. It looks kind of the same as the YouTube Live Studio. It isn't, but it is. I can edit the title of my live stream. I can add it to a playlist. And here, right here, where it says privacy, public, or I can click it private. That's when I want to test. That's when I want to test. I would click that to private to do one of my test streams. All right. Do I want to add a thumbnail? But the only negative here is that this does not allow you to set up or mess around with other things, such as the tags. You'd have to do that later in YouTube Studio after the live stream's done, or there is a way to get to it. So now down here, it would say either create broadcast, because you're going to use this information later, or create broadcast and start streaming. Because what can happen is you can create multiple broadcasts, like Wednesday live stream, Wild Wednesdays, Sane Saturdays. You can have like different setups for different live streaming broadcasts. That's the advantage of going through here, is that I can, where with the format upstairs, I can't, I can only set up that one broadcast. Here, I can set up multiple broadcasts with different settings. Now, the latency and all that stuff, don't worry about it. Just go with the standard preset defaults for now. And then up here, it says create a new broadcast, or I'll completely, or select an existing broadcast. If I click on that, you'll see that there was an old broadcast that I use as my basic setup. Now, YouTube Studio, when I go to select existing broadcast right here, now I can go to open YouTube Studio. So if I collect an existing broadcast, one I'm already going to use on this page, I can go to YouTube Studio from here by clicking Open YouTube Studio. And now YouTube Studio will open. Obviously I don't have a broadcast, but I would then I would click on the details here, because that's where I would edit all the information I want to edit, including audience, tags, and all that other information. And if I double clicked on it, it would open up YouTube Live Studio that you saw with upstairs. It skips all that because by using the format I have, sorry about that, by using the format I have, let me get out of that. It skips all that because it's assuming you've got it all set up already because you've linked your account so that you're pretty much good to go. But if I do want to edit tags or how I want comments to be read, this will add it all. But that's the thing you've got to watch. When you're setting up, you do want to open YouTube Studio probably so you can edit some other aspects of your broadcast. This one's just going to take the YouTube defaults automatically, and then you have to go in and edit precisely what you want. The way I showed you upstairs, once you've got your live stream, once you've got your stream key, it will do the same thing. It'll just automatically preserve those. But that's why I like to do that, where I click Get Stream Key. Then I can change. Like maybe there's a specific topic I'm going to talk about in the live stream, and I want to add that as a tag or as a hashtag. The only other thing I will show you on this Manage Accounts version is up here. You will see, again, File, Edit, View, and Docs. And if you go to Docs, you can come down here and click Chat, and then a chat box will show up over here from your live stream. The chat will be here. Most people who are running OBS often have the YouTube window open. You don't even have to open the YouTube Live Studio. You can just go to your YouTube page and open up your own live stream, and the live chat will be there, and you can type on it. Now, I am lucky because I have two monitors. Okay, I have two monitors. So I can have OBS here and then my YouTube channel on the other monitor and see the chat here, or I can even move the chat bar from the docs page on OBS over. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to film while I'm live streaming. I'm going to film that bar and show how that works. So I'm about to do a quick test. I'm going to set up a live stream, and you'll notice I've set the privacy setting to private, so nobody else will ever see this. Outsider, insider, live test, and don't worry about the description. I just took one of my old live stream descriptions and left it. No thumbnail. I'm not going to add anything. I haven't changed anything else here. So what I'm going to do is at the bottom, I'm going to click Create Broadcast and Start Streaming, because I want you to see what comes at the bottom of the bar. Now, the one thing I haven't done is tested. So create broadcast and start streaming. All right, so here we go. I am now doing a test live stream. And down here, you can now see dropped frames. I've been live for 16 seconds already. I'm also still recording. My CPU strength is running at 13%. That's fantastic. And then there's your little kilobytes. Notice it says I am uploading at, the number keeps changing because the signal varies. But I am broadcasting at somewhere over 5100 kbps. Now I am set to broadcast at 6,000. but my signal strength is allowing that much to go through, which means you're not going to see anything, no drop frames, because my upload speed is 10 and I set my bitrate speed to 6,000. So as long as it's below 6,000, it's not going to look bad. It's going to look good. You're going to see I'm broadcasting at the best resolution I can broadcast at right now. Because even though I've set my broadcast to 6,000, the information I'm sending is only 5,100. All my cameras and everything else comes up to at 1080p at about 60 or about 5,100, give or take. The number will vary depending on what all's happening on. So if I go to the most complex thing I have, the multi-view, here while all my things are running, you will see that yes, the kilobytes jumped up for a little bit during the scene change. The kilobytes jumped up, and you saw a brief spike to about 5,700, but now it's settled in and it's keeping everything at this broadcast rate. That's my bit rate, because I can do this. I'll go to settings and I'm going to put up the output. And I just increased the output rate to about 6,500. And now you can see I'm broadcasting at 63. I'm not dropping any frames. Whoops. All right. Take two. All right. So I have been live streaming and I changed the settings a bit. I set my maximum bit rate to 6,000. Now, that is how much information I am sending through my upload. But my upload speed is 10 because I checked it before I did this. And yes, I am getting well over 10 megabytes per second or 10,000 kilobytes per second upload. So I can safely broadcast at 6,000. But even though I say I'm broadcasting at 6,000, I'm actually sending over 6,000. And that's because even though I say 6,000, there is an area of play in there. But you can see there is a green box. That's the sign that says I'm not freezing, I'm not buffering, everything's good. Don't go by YouTube connection. That YouTube live connection. Look at that green box. Look at this bar down here. This tells you. So there's your drop frame rates. There's your kbps. There's your processor percentage. Notice it's 13.6%. That's wonderful. This means I have a great live stream going. And there's no chat bar because nobody else can do this, so there's no chat. But I'm watching myself in delay, and I can see there's no factors. There's no problems. It's all good. So, anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, that is how you go live with a connected account. I threw a lot of extra information in here. But again, when you go to YouTube Studio, you could see the key is your bit rate and everything else. And you saw how the bit rate jumped when I upped my settings. It improved the stream. But because I can upload 10, I could have gone safely up to 8,500 and really been broadcasting everything crystal clear. But I keep it at 6 just because you still see great imagery on the live feed. All right, so that is going live with OBS, the two basic ways I know. Again, there's quicker, faster ways for the pros to use. I'm trying to show people getting started for the first time, and then as you experiment, you'll find out, oh wait, I could have skipped this step here. But it's better to know all the steps first and then learn how to get around those steps than to just magically skip ahead and suddenly be live streaming, but not know, wait, did I screw up a setting somewhere? So this was video 4 in a 3-part series. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and happy trains.